You didn't stumble upon this message by chance. You're here for a reason, a part of a journey much deeper than what the surface of this world reveals. Whether you've known it for years or are just starting to grasp it, there's a reason you feel different, set apart. There's a reason your soul has always longed for something more, something higher. Today, we're going to explore that. We're going to talk about you, your journey, and the quiet transformation happening within that not everyone can see, but you can feel. Have you ever looked back on your life and wondered why, as a child, you seemed older than your years? Why you carried a weight others didn't seem to notice? You saw the world through eyes that were far more experienced than your age should have allowed. You didn't fully understand it then, but deep down, you knew you were different. Maybe you even struggled with it, feeling misunderstood, out of place, even within your own family. But let me ask you, what if those early struggles weren't a mistake? What if they were preparing you for something greater? In today's video, we're diving into a topic that many of you may have lived through without realizing its significance. We're talking about why those who are chosen, like you, often seem older and wiser in their youth, yet somehow younger as they grow older. We'll explore the inner battles you faced, the chaos that shaped you, and the fears and anxieties that held you back, all of which were part of a divine plan. You might have felt lost at the beginning, your style and identity shifting, uncertain of who you were or where you were going. But over time, something inside you changed. God began working through you, calming the storms, bringing peace to your heart. And as that peace grew, it began to show. Now when you look in the mirror, you see someone transformed, someone who carries the glow of inner strength, of purpose, of God's presence. This video will delve deep into that journey. We'll uncover why your appearance, your energy, and your spirit seem to age in reverse as you draw closer to the person God created you to be. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear may be the confirmation you've been waiting for. There's something about you, something that has always set you apart from the very beginning. Even when you were young, you carried the weight of the world in your eyes. There was a maturity, an inner wisdom, that shone through your being, but it wasn't always understood. People saw you and wondered why someone so young appeared to have lived through lifetimes of struggle. You weren't like your peers. You didn't laugh as easily, you didn't fit into the mold the world had shaped, and it left you feeling out of place, like you were searching for something you couldn't name. Many of you, the chosen ones, struggled with anxiety, fear, and even addiction. You tried to fill the void with things that couldn't satisfy the deep longing in your soul. The world around you was loud and chaotic, and you were always trying to find your footing, your style, your identity. One day you wanted to stand out, the next you wanted to disappear. You felt everything so deeply, but no one around you seemed to understand. Your friends couldn't grasp the depths of what you were going through, and your family was just as lost in trying to understand you. It felt lonely, didn't it? You wore that weight on your face, on your body, the confusion, the battles, the constant misunderstandings. You may have looked older than your age, as if your soul was revealing itself on the outside before its time. You saw it, didn't you? In the mirror, you felt like you were living a life far beyond your years, tired before you'd even had the chance to truly live. There was a time when many of you looked in the mirror and didn't recognize who you saw. You felt disconnected from your own appearance, as if you weren't enough, as if the person staring back didn't match the beauty or strength you longed to embody. You didn't nourish your body as you should, maybe because you didn't care enough or didn't know how. Your body didn't feel like home. It was a source of discomfort, a reminder of how far you felt from where you wanted to be. Deep down, you knew you weren't meant to be like everyone else. Yet, the desire to fit in lingered. You wanted to belong, even if it meant molding yourself into something that wasn't truly you. Your clothes never felt right because you weren't at peace with yourself. They clung too tightly in some places, hung loosely in others, mirroring how you felt inside, misplaced, misunderstood. But all along, something deeper was stirring. A call to rise, to step into who you were always meant to be. Even during the chaotic years when you felt lost, God had his hand on you, guiding you. He let you walk through the storms because he knew what was waiting on the other side. Over time, something began to shift. Slowly, you started to find yourself. You learned to quiet the noise and listen to God's whisper within your soul. You began to care for your body, not out of vanity, but out of respect for what God had given you. You nourished it with peace, stillness, and love. The inner battles began to fade, the confusion about who you were started to clear, and in its place came calmness, clarity, and a true sense of self. The anxiety and fear that once gripped you began to lose their power. You stopped seeking external validation and let God fill you with his grace and purpose. And then something remarkable happened. You began to look younger. The stress that once etched itself into your face was replaced with the peace of knowing who you are in God's eyes. Now when people see you, they notice something different. There's a glow about you, a softness that only comes from someone who has walked through fire and emerged purified. Your energy is magnetic, but not in the loud, attention-seeking way of the world. It's quiet, powerful, grounded in something deeper. But not everyone responds kindly. Some may be envious, threatened by the light you now carry. They may try to tear you down, but they can't touch what God has built within you. Your transformation isn't just physical, it's spiritual. God's hand is on you, and no force can destroy that. As we sit here now, looking back at our younger selves, we feel an overwhelming sense of love. We no longer shy away from old photos. We see beauty, strength, and courage in those faces. They were doing the best they could, carrying us through battles we barely remember, but battles that shaped us into who we are today. We owe them gratitude. Those past versions of ourselves fought for the future we are living now. They endured sleepless nights, the struggle to fit in, and the confusion of not knowing who we were. And now, here we are, stronger and more at peace because of them. God was with us through it all. He saw our beauty when we couldn't. He never let go, and now, as we move forward, we carry the dreams of our past selves. We carry their lessons, their love, and the knowledge that God's grace has always been with us. So, to those of you still fighting inner battles, still struggling to recognize the beauty in yourself, take heart. You are stronger than you know, more beautiful than you realize, and God is with you. One day, you'll look back, just as we are now, and see the strength and courage that were always there. You'll be proud because you are becoming exactly who God created you to be. And that is something no one can take away.